What comes first, anxiety or sleep problems? This is something that I talk to clients quite often about. When we don't sleep really well at night, our anxiety levels can definitely increase. And also if somebody has already actually struggled with anxiety, it will impact their sleep and the quality of their sleep, and can often cause further sleep disturbances as well. Hi there, my name is Beatrix Schmidt from the sleepdeepmethod.com and welcome to my YouTube channel. This channel is all about providing you with practical tips and advice on improving your sleep, overcoming insomnia and other sleep-related problems. So hit the subscribe button below and come back each week so that I can share with you more of these practicalities so you can put those things in place in your life as well. So in this video, we will look at the connection between the two, what you can do to start improving one or the other. And one of the things that I always discuss with clients is which one should you actually work on first. I'm sure that you're aware of the fact that a lot of people do struggle with anxiety, some other mental health related problems as well. And often these links lead back to sleep problems as well. And even in research, we're not quite clear whether or not it starts with anxiety first or it starts with sleep problems first. But the two tend to be quite strongly linked together. When somebody is not getting good quality sleep at night, it tends to raise their anxiety type levels during their daytime. So in this video, we'll look at some of those things that you can do about it, some of the things you can bear in mind, and how it can actually help you to improve your sleep at the same time. So the first thing that I look at when a client comes to me with sleep problems who also has anxiety type problems as well is looking at when did these problems start. So was it a scenario where perhaps the person has had sleep problems first and then their anxiety showed up later, or perhaps they had a significant life event where the anxiety has risen its head first, and obviously over time it started impacting their sleep as well. So if you're struggling with insomnia, it's really good for you to look at which one came first, because it will help you to find the right professional to help you with the problems that you have. So if the sleep problem has come first, then it has been quite a good scenario for people to come to me and we start working on the sleep side of things. But we cannot ignore the fact that the anxiety needs to be discussed and treated as well, and often at the same time. So the first step in this sort of breaking the link between the two is acknowledging which ones came first for you. And that way you can start looking for the relevant tips and advice to help you get out of that situation. The second thing that I always talk to clients with who come to me with anxiety as well as sleep problems is for us to really honor that it's more than one problem that we wanting to work on. And that normally requires a little bit more patience, both from the client and from myself, to make sure that we cover all those bases that we need so that person can really put the practicalities in place. So for example, I generally wouldn't suggest someone to start changing so many different things in their life if they're already struggling with anxiety, because what that can cause is for them to actually have more anxiety because their life is changing faster, their usual routines are out of the way, and they're having to implement and put energy into putting a new routine, a new technique, a new way of living in place. So really honoring where we need to begin and where you need to begin improving your sleep and improving some of those anxiety symptoms as well. The third thing within this topic of anxiety and sleep problems and how they link together is actually something that's over to you. If you're struggling with anxiety and also struggling with sleep problems, it's really important for you to tell the professional that you're working with what is the extent of those problems, and being very honest about where you're at, because that's going to help someone like me who can work with you to really put a good sequence of events, a good sequence of plan in place, so that you're not going to struggle through the entire process. And I've seen this with clients who have struggled with insomnia as well as anxiety problems. Is the more open they are to me, obviously requires you to trust the professional, in my case, the clients, to trust me and really share those things with me, because that's the only way we can put a really good, suitable plan in place for the client, for you to overcome those challenges, and being realistic about it. So for example, if a client tells me that they have struggled with insomnia as well as anxiety type symptoms for a period of time, well, then we need to really pick a suitable time frame for us to work with. I'm not going to promise something that is going to be unrealistic. We really have to take the time to be able to really improve those elements so that you can get to your end goal, either with your quality of your sleep, the increased amount of quality sleep, or the level of anxiety you might feel during the day throughout your days consistently. The fourth part I wanted to talk to you about when it comes to this link between anxiety and sleep problems or insomnia is basically doing things that you can practically put in place into your everyday life. So recently I was talking to a client who is going through that period of more increased anxiety, and some of the things that we talked about were relating to practicing those tools and techniques that we have put in place a while back, but they have kind of discarded them a little bit, and reiterating the fact that those need to be pulled out. Those tools and techniques that have worked for you in the past, you need to pull them out of your toolbox and you need to put them in place at the time when you need them the most. And this is something that I can personally definitely relate to. Recently, my mom has been going through a bit of a big health scare, and it has raised a lot of these sort of different emotions in me as well. And I know that it's impacted my daytime. I know that it's impacted my sleep as well. Probably not as much, maybe someone who doesn't know as much about sleep, but it has still affected my life and my 24 hours. And what I needed to do is pull out all those practical things that have worked for me over the years and put them in place and actually practice them. Now, I'm not here to diagnose you. Anxiety is something that obviously you need to seek help with. But one of the things that I see often is when people have anxiety type symptoms is this balance between recognizing positive things in our life and not so positive things in our life tips. And again, this is not a one size fits all solution, because there is no such thing. But how can you look at doing things that bring you joy during your days, talking to someone who can actually facilitate that process for you, so that within your 24 hours you have a little bit more time spent on the positive things. And I don't mean delusionally positive, I mean real positive. Versus the time you might be spending exploring those what ifs, those negatives that might be coming out of a stressful situation or a situation that triggers your anxiety. I would really love to hear from you. When it comes to anxiety and sleep problems, what were the things that have really helped you over the years to improve that situation, to improve your sleep, to improve the level of anxiety you're feeling during the day? So comment below and let me know what are some of those things that you have found useful, because again, we experience different things in our life and we can learn from each other as well. If you like this brief video about the link between anxiety and sleep problems, hit the like button below, subscribe to my channel and share it with a friend or family member that might be experiencing some of those symptoms, either with their sleep or potentially raise of anxiety levels, because it might be just giving them a step to move forward, a step to improve upon their current situation. And thank you so much for watching.